Alright, we're back. So, hello. So, last time, I threw a little bit of a party. Yeah, I threw a little bit of a too big of a party. Because we lost the anti-hero of the series, well, we'll call them the anti-hero, Nagita Komaeda. Thank God. Because he was getting irritating. For those that weren't here last time or just know, he was getting really irritating. So, I mean, I'm not going to be rude. I mean, he's an okay character, but I am kind of glad he's gone. Because he's kind of irritating. Anyway, first, we need to look at the Monokuma file. The victim is Nagita Komaeda. The body was discovered inside the warehouse near the Monokuma plushie factory. This might be the last Monokuma file we get. I'm not sure if we get one next chapter, but this could either be the second to last or the last one we get. The estimated time of death is believed to be noon sharp. Not only is there a spear stabbed into his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there is a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand. There's like 10 different causes of death there. There's so many causes of death, like it's unreal. We've got to find the actual one. What a tragic situation. Just reading this is making me depressed. Huh? Is there something wrong with this Monokuma file? Again? But what's wrong with it? Not only is there a spear stabbed into his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there is a laceration on his left hand and a knife impaled through his right hand.
Yep.
It's definitely weird. Well, I guess I'll find out if I look around. That's what the investigation is for. Don't worry or form conclusions on your own. That makes me more worried than I should be. We can discuss it later. Right now is our only chance to investigate, so we should investigate first. If we don't, there won't be anything for us to discuss. Well, I guess you're right. Then, let's start with the area surrounding Nagito's body. I should start with the back of the warehouse. Since the curtain blocked most of the water, this area wasn't affected by the sprinklers that much. Thanks to that, I could probably investigate Nagito's body. I never thought I'd have to investigate Nagito's body. He probably didn't expect to end up like this either. Sorry. I never expected Nagito to die like this. He was always spouting nonsense about hope and trying to confuse the hell out of us. But even so, dying like this is just too cruel. I mean, true, but still, you've got to admit he was a bit of a nuisance. Also, he wasn't completely useless. There were times we were only able to reach the truth because of him, but everything good and bad about him is gone. We'll never be confused by him again. We'll never be saved by him again. No, now isn't the time to think about unnecessary things. I need to focus on the investigation right now. For now, I need to investigate everything about his body that catches my eye. I mean, I don't know if I said this last episode, but I was saying it. Oh no, I did say it in good. I said, what a way to go. This is another one of those. What a way to go. Like, that's crazy. I've been talking to people like, and I said, what is one of like not the most gruesome necessarily, but the most kind of shocking or tragic ways to die, and that's got to be one of them. Like, imagine dying like that. It'd be horrible. A spear with a flashy ornament on it is impaled deeply into Nagito's stomach. There's no way around it. That looks like the fatal wound.
What's this?
Oh my, what's this? Such a strange looking spear, isn't it? A cord extends from the tip of its handle, and there's an iron weight attached to it.
Phew.
I see. He used the cord as a whip to capture the enemy and deliver the final blow with the spear. Is this your first time looking at this too? Somebody said something about a weapon like that, didn't... Was it Sonia? She said, or whoever it was, said about a weapon like that. I think it was Sonia. and how it could be dangerous. I think it was from the military base. I can't remember. Of course not. This is the Spear of Gungnir, right? But nice reference. You definitely just came up with that now.
Hey!
By the way, I wanted to ask you, where did that spear come from? I feel like I saw it at Nezumi Castle. Oh yeah, it wasn't the military base, it was Nezumi Castle. Yeah, Sonia did talk about it then. It was definitely Sonia. Nezumi Castle?
What the hell?
I was designed to be afraid of mice, so I can't go in there. Damn you, mice! Damn you all to hell! I see, even he doesn't know what's inside that castle. Well, more importantly, I need to focus on the investigation. The spear definitely catches my eye, but the weight on the end of the cord coming from the handle, that part has blood on it too. But for some reason, this section of the cord doesn't have blood on it. It's about the size of a human fist. It's strange that this section of the cord doesn't have blood on it. Also, CHAP mentioned this earlier, but apparently that spear came from Nezumi Castle. It might be better if I can find that later. Nagito's right wrist is tied with rope, but it looks like the tip of that rope is burned off. Could this be a result of the fire? But that's weird. If the rope is burned off like this, why are Nagito's clothes completely unaffected by the fire when he was so close to the blaze? Rope burn? Like friction burn? The knife is stabbed through Nagito's right hand. Did the killer do this? How could they do something so cruel? This knife. It must be from the military base. Military base? Oh, now that you mention it, you're right. It looks like a survival knife.
Well,
by the way, it seems the wounds on his legs and left arm were caused by that same knife. Which means, after the killer was finished stabbing Nagito's legs and left arm, they stabbed the knife through his right hand. I swear, I'll start screaming if you don't remove this filter. I'm not going to remove the filter because if words get through that shouldn't, some of them just don't appear on the screen, and it's not actually the fact that I need to check them. Some of them it's just a case of, you know. But I'm not going to remove the filter because people come on here sometimes and say stuff I shouldn't. He's dead. Wait, wasn't the Spear of Gungnir in the Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They stabbed the knife through his right hand. It cannot be. And then they finished him off with the spear.
how cool.
Then, does that mean the killer went to the trouble of using two weapons, a knife and a spear? But they could have just killed him by stabbing him with the knife. Why did they need to use a spear at all?
You were right.
That is definitely strange. Was there a reason they had to use it? A reason they had to use the spear, huh? He was tortured and then killed with the spear. Maybe, who knows? It's Mikey, so we can never be sure. There's a cut on his upper left arm. His legs and right hand have stab wounds, but this one looks like a slice. That's probably the reason that the wound on his left arm doesn't look that deep compared to the other wounds. Well, regardless, it doesn't change the fact that it's a hideous wound and there's blood everywhere.
Super difficult.
There's something strange. Strange? What?
See?
Look at the palm of his left hand. I think the blood is from where his left arm was sliced, but doesn't the blood splatter look strange? It cuts off right in the middle of his palm. Yeah, it definitely cuts off. Maybe that's as far as the blood could reach when it was splattered. Well, that would explain the blood on his palm, but there's something else that's strange. When you flip it over and look at the back of his hand, here there's also blood, only above the middle joint of each finger. You're right, why only on this part?
See?
It's just as I said, right? It's strange, right? I win. Yeah, sure, you win. But it's definitely strange. What did the killer do to make the blood splatter like this? Both of Nagito's legs are tied up. Each rope is tied to the pillars nearby. He wouldn't have been able to move at all. According to the Monokuma file, the wounds on his legs are all stab wounds. Does that mean the killer didn't just tie up Nagito, they also stabbed his legs? Why would the killer do something like that?
Damn it!
At any rate, it's pretty sadistic. The killer must have been holding a huge grudge against him. Or they might have been torturing him. Torture?
Huh?
I mean, if they just wanted to kill him, they could have just stabbed him once in the chest, right? If you disregard the spear in his chest, the other wounds were inflicted for reasons other than killing. Which means, the wounds will have been Nagito's body from the killer torturing him? If that's the case, what was the killer trying to make Nagito confess? Was it something that would have led to the traitor?
Even so.
Well, even if this was torture, there's no doubt that the killer must have had a deep grudge towards Nagito. Refusing to let him die easily, I could totally understand a dark impulse like that. But even if they held a grudge against him, would they really have gone this far? There's still some things I need to confirm. Is it? Oh, his face. He must have been in great pain. He clearly had this agonising look on his face when he died. His mouth was covered with duct tape. Was this to keep Nagito from screaming for help?
This is bad.
Jeez, what a horrible look on his face. The blood splattered all over it doesn't help either. It's a good thing his mouth is covered with duct tape, otherwise I wouldn't be able to look at him. Got a minute? Sorry, excuse me. Chiaki moved past Kazuichi and me and squatted down next to Nagito's face. And in one swift movement, she ripped off the duct tape off his mouth. Wow. That is wild. Hey, what are you doing?
It's gonna be fine.
Oh, it'll be fine. I'll put it back right away once I'm done investigating here.
Hey!
Putting the tape back isn't the issue, you ungrateful swine. You're gonna get cast. The blood on Nagito's face. It looks like it mostly came from the slice on his left arm. If that's the case...
Man.
It's no use. She's not listening.
Hey!
How about the blood splattered on his face? There's no blood under the duct tape. What's wrong with that?
Well,
This duct tape has crinkles, like it was sticking toward the inside of his mouth, right? Nagito was really desperately moving his mouth under the duct tape. Seriously, what's wrong with that? She means Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he got those wounds all over his body. So he tried to shout, which caused the duct tape to get sucked into his mouth a bit. But what's wrong with that? Is there something we really need to worry about? I don't really get it, but just put the duct tape back on his mouth already.
yep.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, this might be some kind of clue too. I should remember it. I guess I'm done with the area surrounding Nagito's body. Jeez, I can't believe I actually investigated such a grisly looking body. Even I'm surprised at myself. Does this mean I'm used to it? My classmate's dead body is right in front of me, and one of my peers is the killer responsible, and I have to investigate his death so I can find his killer. Am I used to something as abnormal as that? That would mean I'm becoming abnormal too. Looks like a bunch of plastic bottles. Remnants of plastic are scattered all over the place. This is probably... those fire grenades that we used to put out the fire. Well, they weren't actually that useful in the end. The fire's only extinguished thanks to the sprinklers. Well, nevertheless, this evidence really isn't all that strange. Monokuma's dead. There's blood coming out of his stomach. Hey. No response. No response. He's dead, Jin. Just kidding. I'm not dead. Is this one of the life-size plushies that were being produced at this factory? If you're mistaking a plushie for me, then there's something wrong with you. You're a stuffed animal too. Don't put oversized garbage there. It's so misleading.
What the heck?
What are you calling oversized garbage? Could this be one of Monokuma's tricks? Then why'd he do it? making a hole like he got stabbed and going to the trouble of dirtying the hole with blood. Did he try to imitate Nagito's body or something?
What are you saying?
I had nothing to do with that. Huh?
You're so evil!
He's probably lying. Seriously, you're always lying. You should just die like that plushie over there.
What's this?
You seem more annoyed than usual these days, mon ami. But you better watch what you say. If I feel like it, I can wipe you out easily, you know. I won't give in to your threats. I'll fight you until the very end. I will definitely take back the seat of world supremacy from Monokuma. Looks like those annoyances are gone. If it wasn't Monokuma's trick, then who did this? Could the killer have done this? If so, is this Nagito's blood? I have no idea how this connects to the incident. It's an oil lighter. This is where the curtain would have been hanging. It also looks like the fire did extensive damage here. If the oil lighter was placed here.
Just kidding.
An oil lighter, Swan probably wanted to keep warm.
Bring it on.
Is the most foolish thought. This clearly is the cause of the fire.
Well?
Oil lighters can continue to burn even after someone lets go of them.
Which means?
So, using that, the curtain was set on fire. Using the oil lighter, huh? Do you think that the killer set up some sort of trick with it?
You are right.
The killer probably planned to destroy evidence by setting his warehouse on fire. They caused the fire to destroy evidence? That's the only reason I can think of where a killer would set fire to their crime scene, but... Okay, so that's what I'm not freaking out about it like Kazuichi, but I definitely can't stop thinking about it. When the Monokuma timer reaches 0 2 days from now, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
That's obviously wrong.
This rock school trip is going to end, right? We can finally go back home. Carefree till the end. Does that mean you don't think that'll happen?
Well, yeah.
Monokuma might be planning to make us do something after the countdown ends.
Hey!
What did you mean, something?
Shut up! Shut
He's
up!
making us kill each other, you know? What could be worse than that?
Damn it!
I don't know. But this is Monokuma we're talking about, you know? There's no way this will end smoothly with a countdown. Anyway, like you said before, if we screw up here, it's the end for us. For now, let's focus on the investigation. We'll think about the countdown after we live through the class trial. Yeah, I know. Then don't bring up strange stuff like that. She looks like she's deep in thought while staring at the ceiling. What happened? Is there something strange about the ceiling?
Yep.
Yeah, about that sprinkler. It's one of the sprinkler heads that activates to put out the fire.
Well?
You can see a girder right next to it. Right? There. Can you see that red streak? Huh? You're right, I definitely see it. It looks like a small red line on the ceiling. Girder.
Perhaps.
Is that blood? Blood? The colour definitely looks like blood, but there's no way blood can get up there, right? Plus, it's in a straight line. That's why I've been staring at it. I think it's strange. It's definitely strange. I should remember this. One of us killed Nagito in such a cruel way. It's too bizarre. I can't do anything except laugh. So needs always got something good to say.
Just as I thought.
If only everyone could go home, nothing would make me happier. No, we should finish the class trial, then we can think about what will happen after. I should just go here. Investigate though. Oh, can't I? It mattered for Gundam's killing and for Mikan's, but it looks like it's different this time. It doesn't matter this time. What doesn't matter? The time of death?
So...
The time. Looks like the time doesn't matter. It was clearly written in the Monokuma file. The time of death was noon sharp. If it was at noon, what were we doing at that time? What were we doing? Well, right now it's... So, it also has a clock function. Then that means Nagito died 30 minutes ago. Huh? It happened that recently? He's totally a fresh kill. Fresh seems like a bad way to describe it. It happened 30 minutes ago. Was it around the time we were struggling with the bombs? You're right. Those fake bombs were originally supposed to explode at noon.
Alright!
Which means whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time is Nagito's killer. But this could be like when Akamaru died. The killer could have also used some kind of automatic setup. Also, the crime was very detailed, so they would have needed time to prepare.
Right!
Then whoever doesn't have an alibi before we find the bombs is suspicious.
Huh?
Wait, none of us have an alibi for that time. That's when we all split up to search for the bombs. Yeah, that's the problem. Now then, I guess that's enough investigation of the area behind the curtain. The killer's goal wasn't just killing Nagito. There should have been another reason as well. If not, they wouldn't have gone to the trouble of tying him with rope and covering his mouth with duct tape. Not just that, there's no reason to inflict any wounds other than a fatal one. So, what was the reason? Looks like I'll better investigate other areas to figure that out. Alright, I should try investigating the other areas inside this warehouse first. The investigation's always fairly quick, so I can't see this taking too long. There are a lot of tipped over Monokuma panels. The panels near the curtain in the back is tipped over and burned. Did the fire do that? But why are they scattered like this? The last time I came here, I seem to recall they should have been neatly put away. Maybe we're the ones who made this mess. Huh? See? Look, the tipped over panel by the entrance is really close to the door, right? So maybe the reason these panels are tipped over is... It's fine, I'll open it slowly. No, that's not the problem. Seriously, it'll be fine. With those words, Akane brushed off everyone's warning and slowly opened the door to the warehouse. Huh? It's not opening? If there's something blocking the door, I can barely open it. I knew it. It's a trap. Seriously, just stop it, okay? Didn't I tell you it'll be fine? I just gotta use a little more force. What happens to opening it slowly? Akane ignored their protest and with a mighty kick, the door flew open. Could it be? Was that it? There's something else I've been wondering. Hey. These Monokuma panels are tipped over starting from the entrance to the back of the warehouse, right? They seem to be lying on top of each other in a straight line. Yeah, compared to the other tipped over panels, that line is the only one that's neat and orderly. Isn't this clearly strange? Strange, that means we can speculate this was done intentionally. This is an MP3 player. There's even a speaker plugged into it. But why is this here?
Maybe...
It looks like that weird music was playing from there. You know, that music that was blaring when the fire started? Yeah, you're right. Looks like it's busted from getting drenched by the sprinklers. There's no mistaking it. That music was playing from that MP3 player. I don't disagree with that, but why did the killer play music from this?
Like...
There were a bunch of books stacked on top of each other. Apparently, they contain Monokuma's poetry and photos. The sprinklers completely soaked them. I can't even turn the pages anymore. Well, it's not like I'm missing much. All these CDs, they're all copies of Monokuma's music. These should have been burned too. Looks like this side is completely soaked because of the sprinkler. Even if it was an important clue here, we might not be able to notice it. But it's better than the warehouse burning to the ground. Good thing we were able to put out the fire. But there was a lot of smoke. It's a good thing we didn't go inside when we were throwing the grenade.
So you are right.
I agree. If we did, we would have been caught by the sprinklers and become all wet and soggy. Miss Sonia's all wet. She's all drenched and soggy.
Hey!
You were thinking that, huh?
Of course not!
I wasn't thinking that at all.
Say what?
Why are you responding, Kazuichi? I was asking Hajime. Oh!
Whoa!
You're screwing with me? Oh, oops, wrong voice. Oh my, screwing? How lewd! These new jokes are unreal. Like, that must be so awkward.
Hey!
Please don't look at me with such fearful eyes. I only imagined it for a second. What? Kazuichi, you should probably just keep your mouth shut already. Well, even though I did say I was going to kill him,
Hey!
there's no way I would have actually done it. I was just upset, you know? We'll think about that countdown after we live through the class trial. Looks like Sonia is focused on investigating a warehouse. Which reminds me, there's something I need to ask her about. Now that we've pretty much finished investigating Nagito's body, I think it's time to talk to her. Hey, Sonia, do you have a minute? Yes, what is it? I want to talk to you about that fake bomb Nagito set in the warehouse exploded. Right before it exploded, you said something like this, right? It is alright, it is not a bomb! Why did you know the bombs were a fake? Well, that's not at all either. When we were looking for the bombs, why were you at the military base? I thought you were supposed to be searching the Central Island. Plus, when I called for you, you didn't come to the factory right away. Where were you and what were you doing during that time?
Oh my! It cannot be!
Do you suspect of me? It is a misunderstanding. I am not the killer. Oh, Sonia! I'm not going to repeat it. Oh my gosh. Sonia, man. Sonia?
I am sorry!
I am terribly sorry. I was panicking. Who's she been talking to end up speaking like that? Would she be chatting to Fuyuhiko or something? I shall calm down and explain to you why I was at the military base. When I first explored the final island, I discovered a vast amount of bombs there. Huh?
Well?
At first, I was worried that someone might use them for nefarious reasons if I announced it to everyone. So, I kept silent the whole time. Does that mean when you heard Nagito's planted bombs, you got suspicious and went to investigate them?
That is...
And as I suspected, the bombs had disappeared. I thoroughly searched for them inside the military base, but the bombs were nowhere to be found. And because you were searching for them, you were late when we all gathered.
Please listen!
And because of that, I reached a conclusion. The bombs Nagito bought were from the military base, which means they were fake bombs. How did you find out that the bombs at the military base were fake? Because I attempted to use one of them. What? I thought one of the bombs would be strong enough to blast open the doors to the ancient ruin. At the time, I still believed the bombs were real, and thought that I could use one of them to gain entrance to the ancient ruin.
However, that plan was an utter failure. The bomb was not real. It was merely a fireworks display. God damn it all to hell!
She's definitely been talking to Gundam. The princess... Exactly. Who taught the princess those kinds of dirty words?
I see. So that's why you're the only one who knew the bombs at the military base were fake.
I did. As did Monami as well. She was also secretly peeking at the bombs. Which means...
If those bombs are the same ones that disappeared, it would mean Nagito took them. That is why I knew it was a fake. However, I did think it was strange when Nagito blew up the hotel lobby. That bomb was real, and I could not stop thinking about it. But upon further reflection, that might have been Nagito's plan all along. He showed us a real bomb to make us believe that the bombs he set were real as well. If so, then Nagito's actions was extremely calculated, but the problem is his reason for doing it. With this, I have explained everything.
Do you have a minute?
There should be no more reason for you to doubt me. You're right, I got it. Alright, I've pretty much finished looking for clues inside the warehouse. I was able to find some clues, but there are still so many things I don't understand yet.
Hold it.
You look worried. Yeah, I am.
Well?
At a time like this, it might be good if you broaden your investigation range. You mean, it's good to investigate other places as well? She might be right. There are several things I've been wondering about besides the crime scene. the military base that Sonia mentioned, the plushie factory next door, Nezumi Castle where the spirit originally came from, and Nagito's room too. If I'm going to understand the reasons for his actions, I need to know more about him. I'm pretty sure the others have already finished investigating.
Can you hear me?
Hey, you guys, isn't it about time we leave this place and try to explore other areas too? In response to CHAP, the others gathered around her. I agree. I was just thinking about proceeding to another area. It seems we had the same idea. But is it safe? There won't be anyone to guard the crime scene. We don't have a choice. There just aren't enough of us. Besides, we've investigated all we can here. I guess you're right.
See?
Also, it looks like the clues we found aren't enough to piece this incident together. So, we need to search for them in other areas, probably. Well, alternatively, if there aren't any clues in the other areas either, we'd have to give up completely. You don't really need to say that.
Hey!
Then it's okay if we leave this place? I love Mini Maru. I love how he's just with a Connie, he just pops up whenever she speaks. I find that really cute. There's no time for us to stand around. In order to survive, there's no other way except to do it. In order to survive, we need to find Nagito's killer. If we don't sacrifice that person, nobody can survive. That's our reality. That's why there's no time for us to stand around. Go to the plushie factory first. Right, we'll go in order in closeness. So this is the 5th island. So we'll go to the plushie factory, Nezumi Castle. Where did she say? It's really cool. I'm trying to think. So we've got So there's the plushie factory, Nezumi Castle. The military base. Then the Nezumi Castle, then Nagito's room, then we should be alright. That's the order we'll grab in. And if there's anything I forgot, then... Apparently the bombs that were stuffed into this truck were actually fireworks. Which reminds me, this truck looks like it came from the military base. Nagito must have bought it from there. Other than that, there's nothing in particular that catches my eye. I have never seen so many Monokumas in my life. Well, Monokuma isn't exactly someone you would normally run into.
However...
While I was staring at all these Monokumas, a thought occurred to me.
Well?
The bomb that went off in the lobby might have been set up here. Huh?
Do you have a minute?
If you hide the bomb inside a Monokuma plushie, it would make a frightening weapon. Do you not think that is forcing us to kill each other with devices like that?
Amazing!
A plushie bomb is an act of terrorism.
All right!
Let us rip these apart right away so we can confirm it. Hold on. If there was a bomb inside these, wouldn't it explode if we carelessly messed with it?
Easy as pie!
Either way, it is all gravy. All gravy? What the hell does that mean?
Enough already!
Stop! There's no bomb.
Hey,
You'll know if you'll just pick me up, see? All you'll feel is the soft weight of cotton.
I see.
You are right.
However...
Then where did Nagito obtain the bomb he used?
who knows?
I wonder. If I'm going to give you guys a hint, then you should know it wasn't from the military base. To tell you the truth, the bombs there are all fakes.
Please wait.
I know that already. You should have said so earlier.
No.
Well, I thought if I get quiet, it would foreshadow that a killing was going to happen. That's why I'm just now telling you for the first time. Phew, I feel relieved. But if the bomb wasn't from the military base or this factory, then the funhouse? The Octagon. You bought it from the Octagon.
Well done.
I must say, you have a good eye there, Sonia. Putting a bomb inside one of my plushies seems like a splendid idea. Let's try it.
That is...
Did I say something I should not have said? It's not your fault, don't worry about it. That's an enormous machine, but it's stopped for now. Looks like there's nothing related to the incident here. That reminds me, when we saw Nagito's video message on his laptop. Is he still watching us from somewhere? If he's not, then how did he time his message so perfectly? No, it looks like the video was set to play after the explosion by a wireless signal from the detonator. But why did he have to use a video message? That's the one thing I don't get. Because by the time the bombs went off, he would have already been dead. So it's like he knew he was gonna die. At the time, Nagito should have already been killed, which means that video was recorded in advance. That's right. Beside that video, there might be data on his laptop that could be used as a clue. With that thought in mind, I tried messing around with the laptop, but it's no use. It's locked. There's no way I can examine this. But if it's locked, then maybe there really is something inside. Maybe I'm overthinking this. The lights on one of the plushies are all cramped inside an enormous basket, but it looks like there aren't any clues here. The break room is on the other side of this door. This is where we obtain the fire grenades. Anything inside? There's nothing on the floor that looks like a clue, not even trash. No, there's actually nothing here anymore. Right. So, I think we might have to end up going to the final dead room. We might have to... Oh, I don't want to do the final dead room again. We might have to investigate the octagon, I'm not sure. Right, so we'll go to the military base next. I'm going in order of closeness, just so that I don't have to end up going back and forth. I'm glad that the fourth island is getting a bit more like replicas. If the bombs were fake, this might be fake too, but I'm not brave enough to check for myself. When I tried looking through the truck bed, it's empty, nothing's here. When I first came here, there was something on the truck bed, which means Sonia was telling the truth. And as I suspected, the bombs had disappeared. I thoroughly searched for them inside the military base, but the bombs were nowhere to be found. But did Nagito know the bombs weren't real? It's possible that he thought they were the real thing. No, never mind. He said as much in his video message. So, were you surprised? Seriously, think about it. Do you really think there were enough bombs to blow up an entire island? Even if there were, a guy like me would never be able to use them. He knew the bombs were fake. He only did what he did to weed out the traitor. No, is that really it? Did Nagito only do that to expose the traitor? Maybe. There was a different motive behind his actions. It's that dreadful helicopter, the one that executed Teru Teru. It doesn't have anything to do with the incident. Man. Damn it, this dangerous place is the reason all this messed up stuff is happening. Leaving guns out in the open is totally dangerous. Seriously, they've got to take better care of these. It's easy to say that, but there's no one on this island who can do that. A huge supply of guns and other firearms are stuffed into the truck bed.
Whoa!
Ah, found it. What did you find? Well, that truck bed over there has guns in it, but I also found stuff like a survival knife. Wait, isn't that the same type of knife that was stabbed through Nagito's right hand?
Maybe.
Which means the killer obtained that knife here.
Right.
So the killer is someone who visited this military base at least once. That's everyone, though. No, not me. This is the first time I've been here. That sounds fishy. A challenge. If they use the word never mind anyway, say so. Okay. Easy challenge. So where have we got to go now? Where did I say? So I think we're going to the 4th island now. Yeah, so also one thing about Danganronpa that I've always noticed, there's a time where you can use the map no truth bullets, map and truth bullets, and then just truth bullets. Free time, investigation, and trial. So the investigation is the only time where you get the map and truth bullets at the same time. So we've got to go to the 4th island now. I've done everything on the 4th island, on the 5th island. Now we've got to go to Nozumi Castle. And then to the 1st island, so Nagito's room. What are the 5 places that I ticked off? The Plushie Factory, the Plushie Factory, the military base, Nozumi Castle, Nagito's room. Was there another place that I said? It's not everything going back. Or did I count the fun house? I don't actually mean to. How many steps have we actually taken? I just want to check. 12,325, wow. Yeah, it was Nozumi Castle. It's Sonia was talking about it. A spear with a flashy ornament on it is hanging from the wall. The spear, it's definitely it, right?
I see.
Just as I thought, it looks exactly like the spear that killed Nagito. The same whip-like cord is attached to the handle and there's a weight at the end of it.
Also,
Plus, it looks like one of the spears on the wall is missing. There's no mistaking it. The killer took one of the spears and used it as a weapon. Spear of Gungnir. Huh. Mannequin will totally caught with a lame name like that. But why did the killer use the spear and a knife?
well, yeah.
They could have just killed him with the knife, and it would have been easier too. There's no way a spear like this with this unnecessary clothing on it would be easy to use. Yeah, it definitely looks hard to wield. But still, they chose the spear for a reason. What could that reason be? I feel a little tired. No matter how much I investigate, I don't feel any closer to the truth. That's probably why I feel this way. I'm feeling this strange feeling that I've never felt before. As if Nagito was trying to make us suffer even after he's died. Well, now's not the time to think about stupid things like that. I haven't even investigated his cottage yet. It's too early to start complaining. If we investigate that place, we might be able to find some kind of clue. Alright, let's go. He doesn't mean the ancient ruin, does he? Or the octagon? It's the password to enter the ancient ruin, but the most important part is erased. Nagito was the only one who found out the password written here, and he apparently went inside, but now that he's dead, are we unable to get the password? No, we should deal with that later. Right now, investigating the case comes first. Just gonna take a quick 5-minute break. I don't know if that place refers to like the octagon or something, but I can't see Hiya playing Russian roulette. We can check, but there was that. He said that place as well. Well, I really don't know what the connotation to that is. I wonder if it's the funhouse. This train should take me to the funhouse, but it looks like it's not running anymore. At the time, I knew it was a trap, but I still hopped on without trying to prevent it. And because of that, Gundam and Nekomaru were sacrificed. The only thing we can do now is accept the truth and move forward. Let's check the funhouse then. We don't personally get to go to the octagon with Hajime. That's fine. So I don't know where that place could be then. Oh, the ancient ruin, I'm an idiot. So is that it then? I think that's it for this island. This is switch along. It's like all killers make full use of like the new areas because they always die in a new area. Mahiru died in the beach house. Ibuki and Hyoko died in the music venue. Nekomaru in the funhouse, and yeah, Nagito in the warehouse. It's the same with the other games as well. Looks like the Japanese word for future is written on the door. I can't help thinking that this ancient ruin is connected to the Future Foundation. Oh, so we're not even meant to come here. Oh well. Can't help to check. So if it's not the ancient ruin, and it's not the octagon, then where could that place be? Mind you, I suppose going to Nagito's room might give us a clue. The beach, when there was actually 16 of us and we all met for the first time. Well, second time technically. Because we all met at Oaks Week and we all took to the island. Is that it? 52 steps. I think this is the last pet we get as well, because I can't see us doing much walking next chapter. Or enough to raise another pet. Oh, hi Charlie.
Hajime. What's this?
Oh my! You want to go inside Nagito's room too?
What are you gonna do?
I was just listening to Chiaki's request. She wants me to unlock the door to Nagito's cottage because she really needs it for the class trial. She begged me to do it while she was licking my black eye. I didn't do that.
Boy, tough crowd.
Then do it. It's weird because it's made out of black bean paste. Hey, we don't have time to mess around. Hurry up and unlock the damn door.
Fine, fine.
I guess I have no choice. I'm just gonna do that, right?
Now then. Loose! Bye-bye!
See? I've opened the door. You can freely investigate now. This isn't my first time seeing that, but why does the door open with a spell like that?
Perhaps.
Maybe the cottage key is computerized?
Hey,
More importantly, let's go inside now that the door is open. Yeah, you're right. Oh, the music's gone. Oh. So, Nagito was living here. What was he thinking inside this room? What was he feeling as he spent his days in here? I can't even imagine. Wanting to see absolute hope, becoming despair so he could act as a stepping stone for the rest of us. No matter how much I think about it, I just don't understand him at all. I don't even know if he truly believed that. He was especially weird these past few days. What changed him? Maybe the clue to that might be hidden here as well. What is that? Oh, it's Monami's treasure box. So Nagito was the thief. A fancy looking treasure box covered in sparkling pink lights is totally standing out. Ah, could this be? Can you let me know if you found my treasure? It's a magnificent treasure box covered in sparkling pink lights.
perhaps.
That treasure box. Chiaki, do you know about this?
Yep.
It's really cute. Oh, she was just reacting. This looks like Monami's stolen treasure box. If this is her here, then that means the thief Monami was talking about was Nagito. But why would Nagito steal this? In order to find out, it might be good to see what's inside.
Hold it.
Is it gonna be okay? It looks a little dangerous. It might be, but this could be some kind of clue, you know? If this wasn't important, Nagito wouldn't have stolen it from Monami in the first place. I turned back toward the treasure box and cautiously opened the lid. Inside, there was a notebook. This is it? Why is a notebook inside this treasure box like it's something important? I took the notebook out of the treasure box and began leafing through it. It contained sloppy drawings as if they were drawn by children and into entries that looked like chicken scratch. Day 1. I was able to talk to everyone for the first time today. Monokuma showed up and things turned bad. Day 2. Byakuya is the leader. A lot of things happened today, so everyone's tired. What is this? A diary? Looks like it. Did Monami write these? Probably. These pictures and entries totally suit her. I kept flipping through the pages. Day 3, day 4, day 5. Page after page of poorly written entries continued on in the notebook. I don't really understand, but it looks like there aren't any clues here. And right when I was about to give up, my hand suddenly stopped on the entry titled Day 16. Day 16. We've been in the funhouse for 3 days. Everyone's hungry and on edge. Hajime tried to go in the final dead room today. He's probably panicking because no one believes him. Huh?
Hey.
Hajime, did something happen? Oh, it's nothing.
Stop it!
Don't look at my notebook. Whoa. From out of nowhere, Monami suddenly appeared and took the notebook out of my
I
hand.
won't forgive you.
I didn't see you stood up my treasure box, but I never said you were allowed to peek inside. Jeez, that was close. If I had come any later, he would have seen the inside of the notebook. Unfortunately, you were a little too late.
Huh?
But if this notebook is here, then Nagito was the thief.
No!
The betrayal. I was betrayed by my beloved student.
Hey.
That notebook is pretty much your diary, right? The diary? It seems that way. That's right, this is my important diary where all my maiden secrets are written.
Hey!
You're a liar. You always show up out of nowhere.
Why you?
Monami, it's not good to lie, you know. Lie? There's no way you wrote in that notebook. After all, Monami can't even write. Huh? What are you saying? Jeez, I can write letters easily. I can finally write the letter B.
That's wrong!
No, you can't. Because you have no fingers on your hands. See? Bullseye. I know, because I'm the same way too.
What?
Are you mad? Are you angry that I exposed a weakling like you?
Hey!
So that's what this is about. You're seriously trying to crush me.
What are you saying?
There's no way a big brother would ever crush his little sister. It looks like the time to settle things between us is getting closer every second. Hey, I don't know why you're getting so serious, but is what Monokuma said true? He said you didn't write in that notebook. Is that true? If so, who wrote in it? It's, how should I put it?
Bye-bye.
Excuse me. Hold on. Damn it, she's totally ran away. Yep. The same pattern as usual. Looks like it's a waste of time to try and get answers from her. But still, I really wanted to ask her about that notebook. Well, actually, it might be better that I didn't ask her. There's a fridge. Huh? Nice. My cottage doesn't even have a fridge. I wonder where he got it from. Nagito probably supplied it himself. Why would he go to the trouble of putting the fridge in his room? Does he really enjoy cold drinks? As I talked with Chiaki, I opened the fridge out of curiosity. There really isn't much inside. The only thing inside the fridge was a brown bottle. For someone who likes cold drinks, it doesn't look like he stopped very much. But that bottle clearly isn't a drink, right? Really? It looks like some kind of dietary supplement to me. Protein powder, maybe? I took the brown bottle out of the fridge and started reading the label. Exclusively made for poisoning someone to death? Hey, this is... Yeah, it looks like it's poison. Poison? Looks like there's a warning label on the back. Let's examine it in a little more detail. But be careful with that bottle. Don't drop it. Stop it. If you worry like that, I'm gonna get nervous. I grabbed the bottle with my trembling hand and began reading the warning label on the back of the bottle. Protein powder. Oh, I didn't even realise. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sorry, something's just hit me. Do you remember in chapter 4 when Nagito said the fourth incident was ruled as a suicide? Now, I know from that game the person committed suicide with poison. So maybe because this fourth incident was ruled as suicide, maybe he's done it this incident to make up for that. Oh my god. That could be right. Poison made specifically for killing someone. It's Monokuma's special poison. This enchanted liquid is highly potent and takes effect immediately. Please handle with care. Though its volatility is low, this liquid is very dangerous when vaporized. In a gaseous state, it is heavier than air. It breaks down in minutes and is susceptible to hydrolysis. So it is possible for you to poison someone to death without any complications. Keep this liquid secure by storing it in a cool place in a glass or plastic container away from sunlight. This sure does look like a chemical made solely for poisoning someone to death. This refrigerator must be here to keep that poison secure. But where did Nagito get something like this? The Octagon?
Well?
The supermarket? That question could apply to the bomb he used at the hotel, too. Applied to the bomb?
See?
There should be a reason Nagito was able to obtain such dangerous items. The Octagon inside the funhouse. This poison, he must have brought it with him from that there too, right?
Perhaps.
He was probably hiding them somewhere on his body during the last class trial. He was hiding a bomb and poison during the class trial? How dangerous. What would he have done if he accidentally triggered and broke the bottle? Just thinking about it scares me.
Hey.
Also, he already blew up the bomb he took with him at the lobby. But what about this poison? Huh?
See?
It looks like the bottle is less than half empty. Was it like this from the beginning? Or did Nagito use it? If so, where did he use it? I wonder, is there still a trap somewhere that hasn't been sprung yet? Another trap?
Perhaps.
For example, maybe he was making some kind of trap using this poison before he died. If that actually exists, it'd be real bad. It could potentially kill everybody on this island. Everyone on the island? What the hell? Nagito, are you still trying to make us suffer? Are you still trying to make us suffer even after you've died? Oh.
Hey.
Maybe there's something hidden under his bed. It's a usual place for hiding things. Yeah, well, we should still check just in case. With no expectation and without thinking, I peeked into the bed and... there's something here? It's a plastic bag from the supermarket. It looks like there's something inside. What is this? It looks like a gas mask and rubber gloves. These are like the real deal. Did he get these from the military base? A gas mask and rubber gloves. He was hiding these under his bed. What did Nagito use this stuff for?
Hajime.
Was there anything else under the bed? Let's see. I peeked under the bed once again and started looking around the area where I found the supermarket bag and... there's a small piece of paper on the floor. A piece of paper made of blue aluminium? A round, thin piece of aluminium, huh? It's similar to those seals that go over jars of unopened mayonnaise. I get what you're saying, but does that mean this is just a piece of trash?
Wait.
Who knows? It might be too soon to decide that. Is it the lid from the poison? I don't know. We can speculate. The basic layout is just like my cottage. There's nothing about this mirror that really catches my eye. There are a lot of books and other mysterious items stuffed onto the shelf. The genres and types of items are also random. I can't make any sense of them out of them whatsoever.
Well?
They say a shelf is a mirror that reflects a person's heart. Do they know? I definitely don't know much about Nagito just by looking at this. So what should we do? It'd be really difficult to look through all these piles. That doesn't mean we should ignore it, though.
Yep.
I'll leave it to you then, Hajime. Wait, what? It's better if a boy goes through another boy's things. You know, there might be private stuff here. Well, that might be true, but... So, I'll leave this shelf to you. I think I just got persuaded to do this without realising it. I started to walk towards the shelf. One by one, I started removing the various books and items and examining each one. But even as I examined them carefully, there was still a bunch of random books and items. There's no way there are any clues here. Huh? Well, that file wasn't the only one I received from Monokuma. This is another one. That seal. Indeed, it's the school badge of Hope's Peak Academy. Does that have information about our stolen memories? Unfortunately, I couldn't find any clues about that. This file doesn't contain our information, just Hajime's information. Nagito says this only contained information about me, but is that really true? If I look at this, it should be obvious, right? And he said I was from the reserve department and had no talent whatsoever. That might be another one of his lies too. I opened the file I held in my hand to confirm that. Instantly, I realised something was strange. If this really had only my information, then why is this file so thick? As soon as I opened it, it was clear to me, just as I thought, Nagito had lied to me. Aside from my information, there was information about the others, Kazuichi, Fuyuhiko, Akane and Sonia, and everyone who died had pages of information about them too. The file contained information on all 16 of us. Only my information, my backside. I can't believe he'd make up such a strange lie. So that means the rest of it might be a lie too? I turned to the page containing my information and began reading through the content. The profile contained basic information such as my date of birth, my height and weight and so forth. but there was one thing that specifically caught my eye. The words, reserve course student. There was no denying it. It confirmed that I truly was a reserve course student in the reserve department. Why? Is this the only thing that isn't a lie? Why? Why am I the only one who's here from the reserve department? Why? Why am I here with all the other ultimates?
Hey.
Hajime, did something happen? Oh, well, I just found a strange file. Isn't that the special prize Nagito received when he cleared the final dead ring? As I recall, your student profile should be in there. It's not just my profile. The profiles of everyone on this island are in here too. Nagito was lying.
Huh?
When you say everyone, do you mean everyone? Yeah, it's just basic information, but there should be profiles for all 16 of us. Can I take a look at that file? Chiaki leaned against me and peered into the file.
You're right. My profile is really in here, but unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any details.
Details?
Details about our missing memories. Information about the time we spent at Hope's Peak Academy. If it's not written in there, these profiles might have been written before we entered the academy.
And it's impossible to obtain new clues from them.
Yeah, seems like it.
Oh, hold on.
Huh?
What happened? I just noticed it right now, but...
The file. His name isn't in there, right? There's supposed to be 16 names worth of profiles, but his name is the only one missing, right?
What are you talking about?
It's gonna be Byakuya or, Nagito.
Byakuya. I'm talking about Byakuya Togami. Look carefully. No matter where I look, I don't see his name anywhere.
Uh-oh.
No way!
So what is his name if the name isn't written in that file? Perhaps, based on that, you think he might be the traitor? No, it's not just because his name isn't written in here. That's not the only reason I think he's suspicious. He participated in the killing score live at Hope's Peak Academy, right? For someone like him to be in a similar situation on this island, no matter what, it's definitely suspicious. Well, it pains me to say this, but what you're saying about the missing name and about the killing score live,
Too bad.
it's totally wrong. There's a completely different reason. A different reason?
You're getting all riled up.
How should I put this? You guys have been getting all worked up about that Byakuya for no reason. Which means the great mystery that you think surrounds that Byakuya doesn't exist. You're basing it on one person's cheap speculation. What do you mean?
What the heck?
You don't have to ask me that. You know the answer just by looking through those profiles, right? Huh? My eyes turned back to the file. One by one, I started flipping through the pages and confirming the names. And suddenly, I came across a page that was filled with question marks. Every section was filled with question marks and could barely even be considered a student profile. On that page, I was only able to confirm one thing. Ultimate imposter? I can finally talk about this! Oh, I can finally talk about this! I've known this from the very beginning, and I very nearly said towards the start. I don't know if anybody remembers, but I had to catch myself. I said that when the Byakuya that we were introduced to was being all of a leader, I was like, the real Byakuya wouldn't do that. I had to catch myself so quickly to avoid saying that. I've known this from the very start. I'm finally allowed to talk about this. Yeah. That's that Byakuya's true identity. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so, they're two completely different people. True identity. He was a fake that was pretending to be the ultimate affluent progeny, Byakuya Togami. A fake? The fact that his profile is filled with question marks isn't a mistake or an oversight. Surprisingly enough, that's the correct information regarding him. The ultimate imposter has no name, no permanent address, and even his age and gender is unknown. Basically, he doesn't exist. Because he doesn't exist, he's able to exist as anybody. That's his talent. Though I'm not jealous of that at all. That person wasn't really Byakuya Togami?
Perhaps.
Is that why he was so much faster compared to when he was involved in the Killing School life? Yes.
So cool!
His physique doesn't affect his ability to fool others at all. Real imposters are skilled like that. Then he was lying to us the whole time?
But still...
But he couldn't help it. What? Why couldn't he help it?
Oh.
Because that was his talent. Huh? Well, having a talent means you're also bound to that talent. The moment you obtain talent, your way of life has already been chosen for you. You can't do anything else except rely on that talent, regardless of whether you want that life or not. In that sense, compared to the other ultimates, your life might be a bit more liberating. What the hell?
Anyway...
I'm not happy that you guys fell for a scam that I had nothing to do with.
That's right!
So I'll tell you straight up, this revelation about Byakuya is exactly the truth. Then, what was he trying to say to me at that time? I cannot talk to others about my past. I suspect that my skeptical nature is partly to blame. Distrusting others and being distrusted in turn, for a long time, my life has been a living hell. It's got to be to do with his free times in the last game. Because you learn something about him in his free times. Based on the context, if I had to guess...
No!
Maybe he was just complaining that he was cursed to wander the earth as nothing more than a fraud? Well, I mean, it could be that. Or he could be relying on Byakuya's backstory. Whichever. But if you guys had just gone memories, you never would have been betrayed in the first place. I mean, it'd be different if you were meeting him for the first time. But since you guys went to Hope's Peak Academy, you should have known about the Ultimate Imposter already. So in the end, it all leads back to memory loss. The Future Foundation show is awful. There's no way you should ignore Monomi or the traitor. Who is it? Who's the traitor? Just from looking at these 16 profiles, I still wouldn't know who's from the Future Foundation. Is there really someone like that?
Of course!
Well, obviously, you wouldn't know. I made that false and you guys couldn't find out.
Could it be?
So it's just as I thought. You're the one who did it.
Hey,
The fact that there are 16 profiles in there is what's wrong. I mean, the traitor is a spy sent by the Future Foundation, not a student from Hope's Peak Academy. You made a fake profile for the traitor and included it in here?
Correct!
It wouldn't be fun if you figure out who the traitor was so easily, right?
Hey.
Then we can't use this file to figure out who the traitor is. That was true for Nagito too, right? Well, probably. It's dripping with despair, isn't it? You wasted your precious time on something that isn't a clue.
Are you sure about this?
Was that a wise decision? Time's up, you know. Time's up, wait.
Bye-bye!
Excuse me for a moment. Hey. That chime just now.
What is most important for living things? Well, personally, I think time is. I mean, your bank account may go up and down, but time will inevitably run out, right?
He's got a point.
That's why we gotta cherish time. There is nothing more wasteful than wasting time. So, time's up. We will begin the last class trial. So please gather at Monokuma Rock.
I don't think it's the last class trial. Nuh-uh, there's still a chapter to go.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah, there's one more class trial. Ignore him. There's no more free time, and I think there's one investigation left. But we still got one class trial as well. The last class trial? He said that, right? He said last class trial?
Yep.
I heard it too. He really did say it was the last class trial. What do you think? Should we believe him? Monokuma seemed anxious about the Monokuma timer earlier, right? 2 more days? And he said something about the killing school trip ending, right? Based on the time limit, this might definitely be the last one.
But still...
But I can't imagine that it's the real end. Huh? I think Monokuma's real plan might be just beyond that. His real plan? Is Monokuma still planning to make us do something? What could it be? Maybe, after putting us through all this, he's planning to kill the remaining survivors all at once?
Well?
But still, it's also not a good idea to think about it too much, I think. I think we should focus on the class trial that's waiting for us first. You're right. A class trial for Nagito's murder. We're pretty screwed. I haven't collected my thoughts because we were so focused on this file. I still can't see who killed Nagito.
But still...
Well, you don't have to worry so much. Huh?
Right?
I mean, we're not fighting this alone, you know? You're right. You're absolutely right. We're not alone. Even if it's a mystery that can't be solved alone, as long as everyone cooperates and works together. Which will be a lot easier now that Nagito's gone. Yeah, if we do that, things will turn out fine. Oh. Oh, thank you. I don't think we're going to be able to get another pack yet.
Damn right.
Looks like everyone's here.
Huh?
Is this it? Shouldn't there be more people?
Damn it.
There's 7 of us left. Well, no, there's 6 now. Let that sink in. There is 6 of us left. Stop it. You're making me depressed.
Stupid fool.
So, it is going to happen again. The cruel conflict where we must doubt our friends. But once we're through with this, we can go back, right?
That's right.
The Monokuma idiot said so, didn't he? He said this is the last class trial.
Damn it.
But we've been tricked every step of the way. There's no way I can believe that so easily.
Of course not.
Why can't you believe it? The guy who's making us do all this is the one saying it, you know?
You know, right?
That's why I'll definitely survive. If we can really go home after we deal with this class trial,
That's right.
I'll definitely find out who the killer is, no matter what. Even if I have to pull out all the stops. What the hell? Why are you here? You haven't realised it yet? That feeling of wanting to leave this island, thinking like that is Monokuma's trap, you know?
Huh?
What are you saying?
Got it?
There's no way. Monokuma will end things here. He's planning something far worse. Stop trying to jinx us.
I'll pick you up.
Damn right. Stupid rabbit should just shut up. Everyone, you mustn't run away from despair. Huh? I have finally realised, after losing my powers, I've realised that cursing your powerlessness or your fate accomplishes nothing. The possibility may be small, but as long as there's a possibility, you must face it, in order to become someone who can be proud of yourself. So, I will fight.
Huh?
What's her deal? I do not really know, but she seems different from before. Maybe she read a self-help book.
Wait.
But her eyes, she looks so determined.
You...
What can you tell us by looking at those button eyes? Anyway, make sure you turn off Minimaru. It'd be annoying if you started talking during the trial. Oh, fine.
But still...
Somehow, I understand what one of me is saying, I think. Anyway, let's get going to the last class trial. Yep. You're right. We need to fight as much as we can. No matter what, a hopeless truth awaits us in the end. This is the end. I kept saying those words to myself over and over within my mind. I entered Monokuma Rock. Why does it look so empty now? This elevator ride, that'll be the last time for this too, right? I hope so.
Well?
Let's worry about things after we're finished.
You were right.
More importantly, we must focus on the class trial before us. Oh, I don't have to voice anything again. I love the class trials because I don't have to voice anything. But in turn, that gives me these hellish minigames. The killer managed to kill someone like Nagito. There's no way this is going to go smoothly. I mean, I still can't believe one of us was able to do that. Nagito was problematic in many ways, but he was also a valuable asset during the trials. Yeah, you're right. In fact, during the Funhouse ordeal, we were completely dependent on him. But even if he's gone, the ones who have survived need to stand and fight. We must fight. And then the door slowly opened. Will you do? Yeah. This bright light greeting us. Is that the light of hope or the light of despair? Oh, he's changed it again.
Well now.
Well then, now that chatterbox Nagito is gone, there are only 6 of you left.
Shut the hell up!
Enough. Just start this already.
Hey!
This is it, right? This is really the last class trial, right?
Yep.
It sure is. So, you've got to show some enthusiasm and make sure to give it your all.
All right.
Didn't I tell you? He said it. This is the end.
Now then.
Let's get this trial started.
Diva killing!
This is the last class trial. Let's show some enthusiasm and kill each other. That doesn't sound right. This is the 5th class trial. According to Monokuma, this is also the last class trial. That curtain is about to rise. Nagito Komaeda, the ultimate lucky student. When I first met him, I thought he was a nice guy. He came across as very sociable. But his true nature held such a demented thought process that it was nothing like his outward appearance. He said he believed in hope more than anything else. He said he was yearning for a powerful hope that can overcome any despair. He said he would even help despair just to prove that hope will never lose to despair. And he said he'd become a stepping stone for hope. His way of thinking was completely screwed up, but there was also times he saved us too. Someone like him was killed. That was the end of him. And I have no idea at all who did it, but I hope to God the rebuttal showdowns in this are actually okay, because I do not want to be screaming over a rebuttal showdown again. Right. Rip Nagito, rip Mikan, rip Teru. There's no way we can end this without knowing. We will be consumed by despair. Oh my god, there's actually one person left that's alive. Everyone else on that panel's dead. Rip Byakuya / the ultimate imposter. Rip Gundam. Rip Mahiru, Rip Nekomaru and Rip Ibuki. That's why we absolutely have to find out. The person who finished off Nagito. The killer who murdered Nagito. Rip Hiyoko and Rip Peko. In order to return from this despair alive, we need to reach the truth. And if Monokuma says this is really the last class trial, that's all the more reason we need to do this. And so, this life-threatening trial billowing with hope and despair, the last one, has begun. Guys, we have a skill! Okay, you know what, we'll set that up. So, I thank you all for watching. I'm just going to go set up the Clash Trials stream now. This is Class Girl 18, temporarily signing out.